Hello, everyone. I'm
Hey
Hounsi
y'all,
Soleil.
and I am Hounsi LaBelle Venus. Welcome everyone.
Yeah, this is going to be our first celebrity tarot battle in a couple months, so you guys are very lucky. We're going to have some fun tonight. We're going to take a minute just to let people trickle in because we do have several students and several people from the Black Spectrum Network Discord that are probably going to come in. So we'll wait a moment for that. Um, Before we get started, Venus, is there anything you want to say to the audience or anything you want to let them know about?
Yeah, we can kind of talk about some of the things that we have going up. Excuse me,
Mhm.
coming up here pretty soon. Now, the month of September is kind of like slow in a sense for me. I just feel like there's like this energy of rest in the air. Welcome. But I will say, so for the month of October, it's Hoodoo Heritage Month. I do have a 31-day boot camp going on with Queen Priestess Peach Blossom. Um, that is going to entail a lot of work, but you're going to learn a lot. So if you're interested in the Facebook group, excuse me, Queen Priestess Peach Blossom has pinned the flyer. And then we also have an informational group that you can join if you want to participate in that. Like I said, it's very much like a boot camp. There's literally like new magical workings every day. You're going to be learning a lot about the actual history and the practice of hoodoo. Um, and it's going to be really fun. I would highly, highly, highly recommend it. For those of you who know me or attend any of my classes, you know that I'm a history buff. I love history in general. So there's going to be a lot of history included, in that particular program. Also, for you all, I did go ahead and push my Conjure mentorship back to start in the month of November, just simply because of, Hoodoo Heritage Month. But for those of you who are wanting to join the Conjure mentorship with me, that's going to start in November. That one is, if you know me as well, it's going to be somewhat of a priestess boot camp. Very conjure centric. It's going to be extremely informational. The information that you guys are going to learn in that term is invaluable. I highly recommend it. We're going to be talking a lot about the crossroads, offerings. You're going to be learning about the law of sympathetic magic. I'm going to be teaching you all a little bit about the graveyard. I'm going to talk to you all a little bit about the Loa that I work with and so forth. So, Conjure Mentorship Module 2 will start in November. And you all just keep your eyes out. I'm kind of everywhere. I'll start advertising that. And I'm also hoping to have at least one more workshop this month, which I will let you all know about very soon once I make a decision on that. So I hope to see you all around, especially in the Conjure mentorship for sure. What do you have going on, Soleil?
I have a whole lot of nothing going on.
That's what it
Yeah,
feels
so
like.
September is very slow for me, which I'm grateful for just because the first part of the year was super busy. So, other than a few little pop up lives here and there, I don't have a ton going on. We do have the Tarot Tuesdays segments. We're going to schedule another one soon, so keep an eye out for that. I also am always doing weekly forecast either here or on my Instagram at Hounsi Soleil. Anybody that wants to learn and mentor under me, I have a mentorship program. It's a traditional mentorship program. So it's introduction to magic, introduction to hoodoo, as well as the culture and history of Haiti. Just providing an extra layer of understanding if for those of you who are interested in learning more about voodoo. Um, I teach a lot, but again, I needed a break. So September is chill. But in the month of October, I will be doing a wine infusions class. I will be doing some more shadow work classes, as well as some financial recovery stuff. I don't have dates yet, but those will be coming in October and November. So just keep an eye out. Join our Discord. If you're not on the Black Spectrum Network Discord, why? But go ahead and join so that way you can keep up to date with us. But let's get into this bullshit. When we decided to do this, because it's been a long time, it's probably been
Yeah.
since like February or something crazy
I
like
thought it
that.
was like a year.
Yeah, it's been a minute since we've done a celebrity tarot battle.
Mm.
So we wanted to do it mostly for nostalgia purposes. But when we first made the decision, we were like, I don't know, it's not a whole lot going on right now. And then literally within the last 48 hours, everybody start acting up. So now have a lot to delve into. And my boy Ray J, who I have a very Ray J has a soft spot in my heart.
Oh my God. I can't wait. I can't wait to see what the cards say about Ray J. Because he just
Yeah,
be out here
well,
doing the most.
Ray J had his earth sign breakdown last night and he went off and told everybody's business. So I want to do a couple questions about Ray. First off, so the main thing was that he exposed that the Kim Kardashian sex tape was planned, scheduled, and that there are alternate tapes out there. Yeah, additional footage, alternate tapes, because
Did
they
he come
wanted
with
to give
receipts?
vivid options, child. So and he's been basically sitting on it for all this time out of like again earth sign bullshit, unnecessary loyalty, and he finally snapped when she made up the lies for the TV show. So I'm gonna start by asking why now. Like, because it feels like from the audience perspective, it's like, okay, we know she's been lying. We know she's been lying since this new show came out. But why now? Like, why last night? What led to him breaking down, getting drunk on Instagram, and being like, I'm gonna tell everything. Okay.
Is Ray J a Capricorn?
Ray J is the Capricorn. Is yes. Earth sign I'm saying this is a Taurus. Earth sign bullshit. I know what that like earth sign breakdown looks like.
Yeah.
So let's see what's going on. And sisters, what can you tell me about what's going on with Willie Ray right now? What led Ray J to have his breakdown on Instagram last night? Why now? Why is he unveiling all this information now? It's funny because I mentioned that he was drunk and I got the devil card and the king of cups. So like I was just being
Yeah.
silly, but liquid courage did absolutely have a lot to do with why he said something. The very first card though is the magician. So I think for the first time he feels like he's the one that has control in the situation. Like there's a new awareness that he has about how much leverage he holds and how just like it's a very much an energy of like I have the keys, right? So I think this is the first time that he's felt powerful enough or like he's had the tools to defend himself against his family if he says or does something. Right after the magician, we have the Eight of Swords, which is self-imposed imprisonment. Earth signs are usually problematic. I don't care. Hey, I'm not gonna argue. I own my shit. But we have the Eight of Swords, which is about self-imposed imprisonment, right? So he's been walking around with a lot of fear about this situation, which is a huge part of the reason why he hasn't said anything. But again, with that magician card and the Eight of Swords, it's almost like he's realized, like, I'm creating my own imprisonment. I'm participating in the creation of the false narrative by being so afraid that I don't say anything, right? We have the Two of Swords, big decisions that people grapple with. So a part of what he's done so far is ignore a lot. And that's what's led him to not say anything. He's been so overwhelmed by the decision or the enormity of the situation that he hasn't made a decision to stand in it. He's had moments where he's wanted to, but he hasn't done anything. It's almost a very shit or get off the pot energy. So again, we have that devil card and the King of Cups at the bottom. This has been haunting him because that's another element of the devil card, right? Yes, it's vices, but it's also about the things that kind of haunt you, right? So this situation, it's haunted him. He was drunk last night, but also a lot of the decisions he's made in the past have been ruled by drugs. I do get that he doesn't deal with the same addictions now, but especially at the time that he was with Kim Kardashian, I'm getting pills. So a lot of those decisions were not the most sober ones. We have the Four of Wands, and the Four of Wands has a huge role to play in why he's saying something now. It's like, I'm a father. You're not going to fuck up my legacy. I've worked really hard to create this solid foundation. I'm not about to play any games, especially if these games are going to compromise anything that I have. And then we end with this King of Cups, which is like, I have to get control over my emotions and figure some shit out. I have to gain control over my emotions and really act like a leader. But King of Cups is also somebody that like kind of struggles with alcohol. I really don't think that he would have said something last night if he wasn't already drunk.
Yeah.
Even though he's been wanting to for a while, I think the urgency of it had a lot to do with the alcohol. I think there's, especially with this magician in the first row, I think that he's been planning. He's been calculating this for a minute, but the whole saying it abruptly and out of nowhere was a result of alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
So next, what am I going to ask next?
I agree. I think that he was like in a very emotional state, and I feel like the alcohol heightened that for him. But at the same time, like I get the energy that it was something that was freeing for him. You know what I mean? Like it was something that was freeing to him. He got the weight off of his chest in a sense, but I still think that for some reason as you're reading, like I'm still picking up, like I think there's like still like a little bit a hint of fear of the fallout of the situation. Like he's still very much concerned, I think, with that King of Cups about the emotional toll that this could potentially take on him in the future.
I want to know how his camp feels next. I'm curious about how the people around him feel.
Yeah,
like
that's
the
a good
folks
question.
that work with him, his family. So let's see how they feel about everything. How does Ray J's immediate circle feel about everything that he's shared over the last 24 hours? Page of Swords jumped out. Let's see what ends up in the spread.
If you're coming in, don't forget to drop the flower and the scale emojis in the comments.
Yes, absolutely. Drop those scales, drop those flowers.
Send her some energy.
They're concerned about the money. They're concerned about what this is going to mean for his future. We have the Seven of Pentacles, the Five of Cups, and the Ace of Wands. So this has made him depressed. This isn't just him angry. He spent a lot of time in emotional turmoil around this stuff, around the things that have been said with him. Five of Cups is depression energy. It's the past reaching up and grabbing you, holding you still, making you really, really like sad, stealing your joy, holding you still, right? And that's sandwiched between the Seven of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands. So he's had opportunities be halted as a result of everything that's gone on. Yeah. He's really business minded. I mean, he's Capricorn, right? So he's been able to work around that and really secure a really great future for himself. Because Seven of Pentacles is about planting seeds in the present that are going to bring you bounty. So he's good now, but he's going to be even better in the future. But his camp around him is worried about some of the deals and things that he has in place. So they are concerned about whether or not he's let his depression spiral to a point where it's making him do impulsive things that are going to mess up this Ace of Wands, new opportunity energy, new investment energy that's coming to him. Also with the Page of Swords jumping out, so they have a complicated feeling about it. They're actually very proud, right? About the fact that he's exercising his voice. He's not holding himself back anymore, right? But again, Page of Swords is still, they're young, they're naive, they're very reckless with their sword, right? So even though at the same time that they're proud of the fact that he's finally saying something, they are witnessing like, ooh, it's brash. There's some recklessness with how you're talking, right? So they are very much concerned. We have the Ten of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, and the Two of Wands. they're in overdrive right now. They're kind of in overwork, trying to figure out how to help him, how to shield him, how to figure out what next steps are. It's gonna ease up soon, but again, they're all kind of in overdrive with that Ten of Wands energy. Wheel of Fortune. What I'm getting from this Wheel of Fortune, I'm gonna pull a clarifier over it, but what I'm getting from this Wheel of Fortune is that even though it was impulsive, there's a lot going on in his life where they knew the divine timing of this. They knew it was only a matter of time before he was going to kind of
before he exploded.
But I want to Yeah, 5 of Knives, 5 of Swords. So it's like strategy. This is war for him. So it's like he's at a point where he's ready to take on this fight. He's just ready to fight. He doesn't care about the chaos it causes. He's tired of being a victim in a situation. He's really like invested in figuring out how to go from victor to victor, right? And so even though it was impulsive, the way that it unfolded, they kind of predicted or kind of already knew that this was a divine timing kind of thing. 2 of Wands is about, planning for the future. So they just really want, it's almost like what I'm feeling and what I'm getting is that they want Ray J to have an identity beyond this, right? Because 2 of Wands is about planning for the future, planning for the next steps. They're like, this is a lot, but hopefully this will bring some sort of revolution so that he can have an identity after this. Because again, going back to that, it's interesting that it's the Page of the Swords that jumped out because this has stunted him in a really particular way.
Yeah.
And the people around him that love him, that work with him, they're aware of the ways in which this has stunted him. So that's really interesting.
That was really good too.
Huh?
I said that was really good too.
Oh, thank you. I think I want to do one more question. And I know that this is his situation. It's a Ray J reading. But I want to know how Kim feels right now. I want to understand her panic at this time. I want to know what's going on with the Kardashian camp. So let's see what's going on with Kim at this moment.
She's probably like, oh my God, you guys. Ray J.
Kim processing everything that Ray J's revealed. If we get the High Priestess or the Hierophant or anything that represents working, even the Star card, I'm going to crack up. There's going to be okay. All right. Okay. So I've had suspicion around this for a minute, but y'all are going to learn. So money's going to be lost. And the way that the money is lost is going to highlight that a lot more of her wealth comes from that sex tape than she's willing to let on. Right? I think we associate her with fashion and influencer shit and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
But that sex tape brings her more money than she even acknowledges. And there is concern around the fact that there's going to be a loss with it. So she is consulting her lawyers. She is trying to figure out what's going on. Very much like trying to take care of the tangibles around what's been revealed so that she doesn't lose something. But there is a deep fear of losing. Knight of Pentacles is hella cautious because they're overly concerned about losing, right? Yeah. That's why they comb through paperwork and like kind of collect information the way that they do. So she is worried. She's gonna move forward with her public engagements as though nothing's happening. So I think it's gonna take a lot for her to actually acknowledge what's going on, but she's gonna try to show up in public, moving forward with her plans as though nothing's happening. She's going to try to act like she's unbothered and like throw herself into work in a really particular way. She knew this was coming too. So a lot of people knew that this was coming. Yep. They didn't know the way it was going to come, but they knew it was coming. So even though, and that's another thing going back to this Knight of Pentacles, that's probably why she's been so meticulous with her paperwork, because she anticipated that this was going to happen. In the bottom row, we have the Chariot, the Eight of Wands, and the Queen of Cups. Again, she's deeply ambitious. Like, that's one thing about her. She cares about her persona. So, and this is under that Knight of Pentacles. She's with this Knight of Pentacles and the Chariot. She's gonna do everything that she can to make sure that her business endeavors are not messed up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to go as far as to say that she doesn't care about what the public thinks about her character, because it is fucking her up with this Queen of Cups. But as long as she can figure out a way to continue to move forward, to continue with business, she'll justify things. Oddly enough, some other form of business is going to pick up for her. So
Yeah,
there's some
I
sort of
see that.
opportunity. I'm actually going to pull a clarifier over this Eight of Wands because I'm getting an intuitive download that she's going to find a way to like make this into something about her being victimized. What can you tell me about the Eight of Wands? We got the Knight of Pentacles again to clarify, along with the Four of Wands. So she's she's really dedicated to working with these lawyers, making sure that things are taken care of. But also she's concerned about, there's something going on with her money investments around her children. So there's money that's been moved to like trust and things of that nature with the Four of Wands. So she's actively like trying to shift things around. The speed and the Eight of Wands is telling me that she's trying to. Is she moving money around?
They ain't playing no games.
Yeah, she's moving money. She's moving money around. She's concerned with this, but specifically, it's about Kanye. That's the thing that's interesting. There's something. This information going out can put power in Kanye's hands in a really particular way and encourage more conflict between the two of them. So she's moving things around. She's trying to gather documents. She's trying to shift information so that way power doesn't get put into Kanye's hands in a really particular way. And then again, we end with the Queen of Cups. So she's fucked up right now. She's not okay. My Queen of Cups has money underneath her throne. And the way that I always interpret this is that there's some sort of emotional hoarding going on to cope with the emotional imbalance that she's dealing with. But again, a lot of her money she's a Libra. So a lot of her feelings around her comfort is tied to her relationship with money, her ability to accumulate. So right now, with those things being in question, she's deeply uncomfortable. But yeah, she's been on the phone with those lawyers, honey. And those conversations with
I told you, like, oh my God, you guys. He said something finally. Oh my gosh. You know, I can just imagine, you know what I'm saying? Like what's actually going on behind the scenes right now, you know?
I would love to be a fly on the wall in that house.
Oh, I would love to see her running around hiding money and assets and stuff like that. Like I definitely, like with your reading, I can see I can see more stuff coming to light, like for sure around that situation. Like we shall see.
Absolutely. I kind of knew the Kanye thing, but it's interesting to see it in the cards. Where she's like, because their divorce is not final. Their custody situation is not completely worked out. So yeah, depending on how this is used to paint her, this could fuck up things in terms of that dynamic. So it's interesting. It's going to be really interesting to see how this unfolds. I'll go ahead and stop there because I'm nosy and I could go on a lot longer, but I want to let's give Ray J a break right now and go on.
Okay, I'm being selfish. I'm like, oh, that was so good. I want to know more, but I guess we'll move on to the more. I guess, well, not even the more, but you know, another relationship that's kind of been in the spotlight. I'm sorry, y'all. I was supposed to read on this a minute ago, but we're gonna get into Blueface a little bit and his girl Krishan. Now, the gag is, I don't even know if these two are still together at this point. It's very hard to keep up with. Sometimes they're together, sometimes they're not. I
I was just
genuinely
about to say, I don't know if they don't know if they're together.
yeah, girl, they don't know. So let's read on into that. There was a situation that like recently came to light with these two of him allegedly still having a relationship with his baby moms or whatever. And she stepped forward. Oh, can you still hear me?
I can still hear you.
Okay, sorry you guys if there's like a connection issue. I've been fighting against it for a while now. But there's a situation where his the woman that he had the child with the first time she came out and said some things and made some allegations and stuff. So I want to know, does Blueface, still have feelings for his baby moms? Like, how does he feel about her currently is what I want to know. So I'm going to start there and just kind of see. So, hey, Hounsi, girl. Okay, let's see. Let's see if he still has feelings for his baby mom. Like, how does he feel about her at this point? Drop the pink flower emoji in the chat, fam. Okay, so I definitely know this man was cheating. This is absolutely a true allegation for sure. So we got the hermit in reverse. Then we got the trickster in reverse. Okay. What's that old saying? Like, it's only it's only cheating if you get caught. That's
Yeah.
this man. It's only cheating if you get caught. He's definitely like with these two cards right here, I'm already getting a certain level of like stealthiness, like he's been hiding a lot. The trickster in reverse is given a very much of a left-handed type of energy. He's being very much deceptive. So this is something that he has been doing. Like the baby moms is definitely still in the picture, or has been. I can for sure say that. Something that I can see is that when it comes to their particular relationship, he feel she's going to be around a while for him. She's going to be around a while for him. I'm not really sure what that says about his relationship with Krishan, but baby moms isn't necessarily going anywhere for him. Like there's a depth to their relationship in a sense. She's the one in his eyes that's like a forever side piece.
Hounsi LaBelle Venus will be back in just a moment, but make sure you guys hit those flower emojis in the meantime. Show some love. And honestly, she is brave to be doing this reading because their energy is so chaotic. But yeah, let's see what else she has to say about it. Also, we're always taking suggestions of topics that you guys want us to read on in the future. Let us know what's going on, what's taking you guys' interest.
Am I still frozen?
No, I can hear you.
Okay. Sorry, you all. Like, I've been trying to fix it, but we'll see. But I don't know what you all heard before it cut off. But the one thing that I could say is his relationship with his baby mom, like for lack of better terms, is like she's kind of like the forever side chick. Like she's forever the one. He's kind of always going to go back dipping in that relationship, if that makes sense. Like there he still feels like there's somewhat of a connection there, and their relationship kind of has the ability to evolve. Also, there's an aspect of like money there. I think that he might do a lot for her financially. Like he
So she'll be back in just a moment. Type out any questions that you have about Blueface and Christiane at the bottom. Honestly, and I hate that this is the way that I was introduced to this couple. I didn't know who they were until I saw a clip of them fighting on the internet. So if you have no idea who this man's music is musically, or who this young lady is in terms of her reality show history, just kind of knowing that in and of itself is disturbing. That's that's not a healthy way to be introduced to the world, out on the street fighting your partner. So their chaotic, yep, exactly. Their chaos is messing up the connection.
Look at my face. You see his ancestors hating on me. I'm about to.
I know, right?
I'm still about to bring the tea. So whatever. I'm still going to tell it all. Okay. Hate as they might. Okay. But no, genuinely, there's still some type of like financial connection between the two. Like he does things for her financially. I think that she might even have had a hand in his finances previously. So money is definitely a concern for this. Like he actually still wants to provide for her in ways. And I think that is something that I'm also seeing. We've got the child orphan and we've got the student in reverse. The way that this is kind of playing into the situation is just in general, he's pretty immature. He's very immature. And from what I can see here, what I'm getting is that this type of behavior and how he treats women stems from his childhood. I could safely say that based off of this reading, like he hasn't seen the best or most stable relationships in his life growing up. So this is greatly contributing into why he is the way that he is and why he's dealing with the situation the way that he is. So Blueface definitely is still very much involved with this woman. He definitely, like, it's kind of an up and down relationship though, but I really don't see her exiting his life or other future relationships anytime soon, you all. So that is what I got for that. I definitely want to read a little more. I want to read a little bit more into that. I think that we can say from social media, if you've seen Christiane take out her tooth for her man,
oh gosh.
I always say that if you would take out your tooth for your man, go ahead and drop the flower emoji in the chat. If you would take out your tooth for your man, I just want to know, like, would you take out your dentures for your man? Let me know. Okay. But I think we could say that Christiane, I mean, I could see from my personal opinion, I think she really loves this man. What do you think? You think she really loves him?
By her definition of love, I don't think she has the healthiest understanding of love. Like, that's why I always say love is not enough. Like, if you have an unhealthy ass relationship with love, I may not need it from you. Mm-hmm. But I think she does. I think she does, based on what she knows.
I'm going to see how he feels about her. What is he thinking about her? As I said, I'm not quite sure if they're together or not. I heard that she went to jail. They've been having a lot of, physical altercations as well. So let's see how he feels about her currently. So, he genuinely feels like there's like this certain energy of like, she's out to get me type narrative. Like he feels like some of the things that she's doing right now is just to get him. Like he's feeling in a way a little bit victimized by the relationship. He feels like she's sabotaging things in his life, and he's literally thinking, it's almost like I see the wheels turning for him. He actually, for some reason, like he's thinking about trying to do better, like he desires at some point to reach a level of higher vibrational patterns of thinking, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
he's aware of he's aware that what they are doing right now and what's going on for them, it's not something that can last. He knows that this isn't something that can continue to go on in the way that it has been going on, if that makes sense. Like he feels like this might eventually hurt some of his other relationships. He's thinking about, he's actually lost some relationships behind this particular relationship because of his association with her. There have been falling outs in his camp and with people that he has considered friends. And so right now in this space and in this time, he's really taking all of that into consideration. Something else that I'm seeing, we've got the poet in reverse. Something else that I'm seeing is that he doesn't necessarily have the words to explain that. He can't articulate these feelings that he's feeling surrounding her in a way that he thinks that people will understand. He feels like he doesn't have the right vocabulary or the right tact to talk about like the relationship in general, if that makes sense. Like he feels like he can't explain it well. He does have hope that things between him and Krishan will change. He's giving me this, oh, save a whole ass energy. He feels like he can save her in a sense. And he feels like it's just this is such a weird, isn't he an Aquarius?
I wouldn't be surprised. Let me look this up.
Yes, can you confirm that for me? It's getting me this whole, oh, I haven't really done anything wrong energy. Like, it's her. He's giving me like he's just trying to be on some priestly energy right now.
He's a Capricorn on the cusp of Aquarius. He's like literally on the transition day. He's a cusp baby, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense. Like he kind of feels, somebody said a lack of accountability. And this is very much energy. Yes, this is very much a lack of accountability. Like anything that he's done, I'm not picking up on this. This is really him just kind of really being more so in that state of like, well, I wish things were different. I still have the best hopes, but he's really more so, like I said, in that energy, like the way he feels about her is like, she's doing this. She's the reason why this is failing. She's the reason why this relationship isn't working. And he feels like he can't say that to people in a way. So, girl, where's my Apollo? I need it after that. I need it after that. Okay. So I'll ask one other question and we'll see. Oh, let me actually switch decks for this one. I want to know how Krishan's ancestors feel about their union. I want to know if they approve. Let's see if Krishan's, okay, so y'all, everybody who is here, if you feel like Krishan's ancestors approve of their relationship, I want you to let us know in the chat. What do you think her ancestors feel about their union? Like, are they team Blueface? Let's see. How do her ancestors feel about their union? And I feel like already there's just like the energy of like chatter right now. Lots of chatter. So I actually really love this reading. It's low-key kind of interesting. So what I am seeing is her ancestors are actually quite I said, ain't no way they approve. Hold on. So what I will say, okay, you guys, is that her ancestors they're kind of like grateful for the opportunities, and they're like this, this has established, some opportunities for her. I think that this goes back to, some of you all will hear me say, some people are in your life for a reason, a season, and a lifetime. So he was definitely here and is here for at least a season or a reason, right? Like there was some opportunities and some lifelong abundance that was open. Y'all are cracking up in these comments. But so there was some type of lifelong abundance that has come out of this for her. However, and that's literally the highlight of this reading. That is the only good thing that her ancestors can say. What they are saying is that there's been a ton of heartbreak. I know my girl, Hounsi Soleil here, she talks a lot about how the Three of Swords is for, like the Three of Swords represents, heartbreak, but it's a heartbreak that's supposed to teach you something. You know what I mean? These were lessons that she needed to learn, which also really further backs up the fact that season, reason, or a lifetime. Like this is something that she had to grow. Okay, spirit, grow through is what I meant to say. This was something, this situation's relationship was actually something that she needed to grow through. I think that's such a beautiful way to say that. Something else that I am seeing is like, this was a part of her slowing down and focusing on her career. For some reason, y'all, I really do see Krishan at some point realizing that she's a little bit more than what she thought she was. I'm seeing this relationship be something that helps build her a stronger career or work foundation in a sense. But her ancestors literally say, as long as she stays in this cycle of what I would say toxic energy, for sure, it's going to continue to keep her in the same place. It's going to be counterproductive for her. Yes, she has gained a lot, but it's going to be like in the energy of taking 4 steps forward and then taking 10 back. Is what they're saying. Like they literally want the world for their child. This card right here, sometimes and the way that I'm seeing it and what I'm getting is like, they love her. You know what I'm saying? Like this card is a representative of this being a part of like their wildest dreams. We are happy that you have come from point A to point B, but this particular relationship that she's in is nothing but a hindrance. They don't like the way that this man is pouring into her life in a sense. They feel like this throws her off track with her destiny. Some would even say, based off of this, she is out of alignment currently by staying in this relationship as long as she has. And as long as she stays here, she's going to be able to expect the same outcome. There's going to be the feeling of moving forward. There's going to be the feeling of making progress, but there's still going to be certain areas of her life that are literally hindered. What they are saying is, and this might be the Reverend in me coming out, is this is an example of what happens when we stay in spaces too long. Don't learn what it is that we need to learn from the situation. This can happen, and that's what's going to be happening with her. I see her I see her coming to a point later where her knowledge base and her understanding of things is going to pick up a bit, but this is going to be something that she's going to deal with a little bit longer, you all. So if you enjoyed that, or if you agree, drop some emojis in the chat for us. That's where I'll stop on those two. Did you have someone else that you were going to read over?
Yeah, I want to finally read on Tiffany Haddish. I've been avoiding this conversation out of anger, but I think we need to figure out, because something's wrong there, right? I was gonna pull on Aries Spears, but I think his energy is a little too dark for me. He's not right. I do get abuser vibes from him, so I just don't want to. Whereas there's something going on with Tiffany, I don't think it's that. You know what I mean? So, but I'm just gonna start with the very first question that popped into my head when I chose to read on her, which is, why the fuck did she think that skit was funny? Like, why did she even choose to do this in the first place? So,
yeah, I would love to know that.
Ancestors, what can you tell me about why Tiffany chose to do this skit with Aries Spears? Why did she think that this was funny? What was she trying to gain from doing this skit? And for those of you guys who may not have seen me read before, I do pull from Candle Flame as I'm reading tarot too. So if you see me staring off to the side, that's what I'm doing. Seeing what the flame has to say as I'm talking to the cards. And if you are interested in learning more about lampdomancy, which is reading candle flame, reading lamps, etc., join the Discord. We will have classes on that, on different kinds of scrying available to people. So pull a clarifier over one of these cards. Clarify this judgment card for me. Clarify the judgment card. I'm so angry. Okay. I need to breathe deep. Okay. Because I'm getting upset. So the original skit that they had in mind was focusing on predatory behavior, but she was going to be the subject. So it was going to be about like men being predatory towards women. But she basically offered these children up so that she wouldn't have to do this. Like, it's fucked up, but that's what's coming up in the cards. We have the Judgment card clarified by the King of Swords in reverse. And King of Swords in reverse energy, it's all the debilitations of a good King of Swords, right? They're typically orderly, they're non-emotional, but when this is an inverted energy, this is somebody who anybody can get it. People are not people, they're just collateral damage kind of energy. And that's over the Judgment card. And what I'm getting from the Judgment, we know the traditional meaning of the Judgment card, but I'm pulling something different from it in this context. This is her basically using her power and authority to put somebody else in a position of judgment so that she's not being judged. The Empress, her protecting her femininity, right? Again, in the initial skit, she would have been highly sexualized. She didn't want to deal with that, so she put the children in instead. Three of Wands, this is forward movements on creating your dominion, creating your future. So she was very poor at the time. I don't know the other way to say it. She was very broke at the time that she did this skit. So yeah, like for her, it was like anything that can put me on, right? So with this, it's a combination of things. It's financial desperation, but also her herself not wanting to be victimized, her not want. This is some evil. This is no, fuck it. This is not okay. For her, she didn't. It's like she didn't stop to think about the fact that it's not okay to do this to children. It was very much about, okay, well, I don't have to put my body on the line, right? In the bottom row, we have the Six of Cups, the Four of Pentacles, and the Two of Swords. I'm getting something very specific from the Six of Cups, but I want to pull a clarifying card over it before I say it aloud. Give me 1 second. Clarify the Six of Cups. We have the Nine of Cups in reverse and the Mother of Knives, or the Queen of Swords. easiest way for me to explain this is another thing that made her not think about what she was doing is that she's been so sexually victimized in her past that she didn't see anything wrong with it. Now that is no way to that I'm in no way excusing it. But she was so sexually victimized and so sexually traumatized that the way she justified it was it's not that big of a deal, right? Queen of Swords, we know, can represent a really embittered woman, right? And then the Nine of Cups being in reverse, because when it's upright, it's about gratitude, having your cups need and fulfilled. In the reverse, it's about having a lack of needs, like a lack of protection, a lack of covering over you. And the Six of Cups is my card of reparenting. And it's about the childhood wounds, the younger wounds that we need to heal. So she's been so victimized herself that there's a lack of awareness of the kind of protections that children need. Four of Pentacles, again, more poor energy, more being broke, more clutching coins tightly, skipping steps, because that's another thing that happens with the restrictive energy of Four of Pentacles. We can be so desperate, so in a space of restriction that we skip steps, we skip protocols. So her not talking to the mother, her avoiding accountability, getting rid of evidence, or well, at this point it's fucking evidence, but at that point it was footage. Getting, you know what I mean? Like the skipping of the steps was her being restrictive because it was a very desperate, like anything to get me money kind of situation, right? And that's the danger of Four of Pentacles restriction. When you are so desperate for money, it can cause you to cut your world off and make it small in a way that's really fucked up, right? We end with the Two of Swords, which is indecision. She knew it was wrong. So even with everything that I said about her choosing to put the children in the line of what's the word I'm looking for? Provocation, in the line of basically fetishizing. That's the word I was looking for. Even though she knew she was like making this weak ass decision to put the children on display in order to avoid being on display herself, there was a lack of awareness. And the lack of awareness had a lot to do with her not wanting to deal with the weight of the decision. So it's almost like she checked out on purpose, right? Because that's the energy of Two of Swords, blinding yourself because you're overwhelmed with the weight of what's going on. I did not want this to be true. I did not want this to be true. But yeah, this is not a woman who's capable of protecting children because she wasn't protected and she hasn't done anything to heal past those particular wounds. So as a result of that, it caused her to make some really shitty decisions where she allowed her desperation to put these kids in fucked up situation. I did not read what's on the screen. I intuitively know some fuck shit's going on in the comments. I'm not going to read the comments because I'm trying to stay focused on this reading. So if there's anything of import, I'm going to trust my sister LaBelle Venus to tell me about it.
Don't worry, I'm handling it.
Okay, thank you so much. In the next question, you know what? We should do Oprah soon. Not tonight, just because we don't want to be here all night. But reading on Oprah is good. I haven't read full cards on Oprah in a really, really long time.
I literally just got a download about the divine. We're definitely in tune. I got a download as you were finishing up that last reading about the divine feminine. Mm-hmm. And some download. Yeah, we should.
Yeah,
we should.
Yes,
that would be
absolutely.
Good. Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of a next question. I'm so irritated by what I found out from this one.
I know.
I don't know what to ask next.
How will this impact her career?
That's a good question. How will this impact Tiffany Haddish's career? What will be the long-term impacts of this case over Tiffany Haddish? We have the Magician falling out in reverse. She's going to lose money. She's going to lose money. There's really no So we have that magician falling out in reverse, but I'm gonna save that to the last to talk about because I want to go through the rest of the spread first. In the first row, we have the Moon card, the Hierophant, and the Four of Wands. It's gonna take a lot for her to admit her wrong because I experienced the Moon card as being a card of shadow work, right? It's the things that need to be illuminated. So again, going back to the last spread, she still doesn't understand the weight of what she did, right? So there has to be some work that's going to uncover for her why this is really fucked up. She is speaking to a spiritual advisor, so that's good. She is getting spiritual counsel. I'm gonna pull a clarifier over this, but intuitively, I don't feel like her spiritual counsel is the smartest. What can you tell me about her Hierophant? What can you tell me about the person that she's going to for wisdom at this time? I get the Four of Wands to clarify the Hierophant, which is interesting because we also have the Four of Wands here. The thing about this Hierophant person that she speaks to is that it's somebody that she grew up with. It's somebody that she's really close to. So there's a lot of biased information that's coming from this Hierophant. They're not fully holding her accountable, right? Four of Wands, again, is more of this is safety, family, foundation, which typically is a good card. But what I'm getting from this is that she's creating silos, if that's the easiest way to say it. She's only getting feedback from people who have some sort of long-term investment in her. Family is a beautiful thing, community is a beautiful thing, but when they're not holding you accountable and when they're a bunch of yes men, it's not the greatest thing. So even this spiritual advisor that she's getting word from, they're not really holding her accountable. It's a whole lot of like, I don't want to say undue forgiveness, but like making her feel like she has retribution, even though she hasn't done anything to. There's been no repentance. There's been no fixing. So right now, I mean, again, there's a lot of false programming, a lot of shadow issues that she needs to have illuminated, but there's no one around her that's doing that. She's surrounded by a lot of yes men. A lot of people have been around her for a really long time. In the bottom row, we have the Tower, the Hermit, and the Five of Pentacles. Catastrophe meant to teach you a lesson. Somebody warned her about this shit before. And that's why this is under that Moon card. Somebody has tried to bring this to her attention before. Somebody has tried to encourage her to address this issue before it got illuminated in a way which she doesn't have power over. And that's why that magician fell out in reverse. Like if she would have stepped up years ago and been like, hey, I did something that was fucked up, there was a way that she could have had control over this. But because she has avoided it, she's lost her power. She's lost her control in the situation. The Hermit card, she is going to have to spend a lot of forced time alone. A lot of people aren't going to want to work with her. She's going to have to take a lonesome path. Yeah. Which, I mean, again, like, I know a lot of people love Tiffany Haddish. I don't think the bitch is that funny. Like, Girls Trip was amazing, but like her comedy is very third grade, and it's embarrassing to see a woman in her 40s telling fart jokes and shit. But for the people that really go up for her, they're not going to have opportunities to see her perform and stuff because mama's going to have to take some time out. Hermit card is part of the time out, and that's further confirmed by the Five of Pentacles. Poverty, lack. She's going to lose a lot of money. There's no way of getting around it.
Yeah, about to slow all the way down for a minute.
Let this be a lesson to all of us about the dangers of creating those kind of silos. Let this be a lesson to all of us about why it's not good to have yes men around you.
Yes.
Because we all have blind spots, and with somebody who's too stupid to understand what fucking sexual coercion on a child is, that's why it's essential for them to have good community around them to tell them, hey, this isn't wrong. This bitch is still only listening. I gotta stop calling this woman bitch. I don't know like this. I'm sorry. This is real. I don't have respect for people who groom children, whether they understand it or not. Yeah. And at 41, if you don't know any better, that's a choice. But this woman is suffering the consequences of being surrounded by yes men.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to calm down and do one more question before we get out of here. Like,
you better read, Soleil. You better read.
I do not like this. I have no respect for people who show up this way. What's the next question I can ask? Anybody got a specific question about Tiffany Haddish that I could ask? First time to me something like this. You ladies are so real and relatable. Oh, thank you, Shamika.
Thank you.
That's really sweet of you. So what can I ask just to close this up? I wasn't gonna delve into Aries spirits, but fuck it. I wanna know. You know who I wanna know? What I wanna know what Cat Williams has to say about this.
I would love.
Everybody jumped down his throat when he said Tiffany wasn't funny and that she was a little lightweight retarded. But you gotta be diet retarded to think something like this is okay. And I know that we in year 2022 we shouldn't use the R word, but fuck it. If you a grown woman and you don't understand what grooming a child is, bitch, you lightweight retarded. So I want to know what Cat Williams and her other comedic comrades have to say about this. I want to know what the people who tried to warn us about this dumb bitch have to say. So ancestors, what does Cat Williams think of this situation? What does Cat Williams think about what has come out about Tiffany Haddish? I agree with you, Azealia K. You got to be a slow ass bitch to think something like this was funny.
Yeah, it was sickening. Like, yeah, she gonna have to sit down and eat this for a while.
I love Cat's energy. I swear to God, he's my favorite comedian that's alive and breathing right now. So again, that psychic energy, right? That deep inner knowing. So he's like, I called this shit. Like for him, it's like, I kind of knew. But again, in my deck, she's sitting on top of her coin. So he's literally like, this is sad. I saw this happening, but I'm making it so much money right now. I think it's best that I focus on my money. That's confirmed with the King of Pentacles, right? Like this is sad, but it's not my business. I'm just gonna sit over here in this coin, and, in the corner with my fur and count my money. I'm a focus on my wins right now, and the fact that I don't got no fucking pervert people around me. I got good people to celebrate with. So like Cat is very much like, I tried to tell y'all bitches, but nobody listened to me.
He's
so I knew this.
Like,
so I'm gonna ignore the situation and continue to count my money. He knew it was only a matter of time before she fucked up. So again, divine timing. He knew, again, under that Queen of Cups, that psychic energy, he knew that it was only a matter of time before she got exposed. Ace of Wands, this is definitely going in his comedy special. This is definitely something that he's going to be talking about. He's going to turn this into an opportunity. This is a new opportunity for him to be public about shit that he's already addressed. And then again, Ten of Pentacles. The easiest way that I can say why this card is coming up. So first of all, a lot with money has come up with Cat. So if anybody's worried about Cat Williams and whether or not he's eating good just because he's not out in the public like that, don't ever worry. He's good. But the reason why the Ten of Pentacles is coming up is because he is a comedian that is very concerned about the legacy of comedy, right? Yes. And so for him, it's like, this is just setting up things to make it good for the next generation. The more we get rid of the clowns, the better the more healthy of a comedic environment we give to the next generation of people.
Yeah.
So that's how he feels about the situation. He's like, I tried to tell y'all didn't listen to me. I'm gonna count my money. I'm gonna be grateful that we getting the lames and the goofies out of here, because that creates better health for what we're all trying to do for those of us who actually care about comedy. All right.
Period. That was hilarious. I could literally see him over there taking shots with his friends, like enjoying the good life. Like, I'm so happy this energy ain't around me or mine. Like I told y'all. Oh my God, I'm here for it though, because what was you doing, Tiffany? If you're watching this,
shameful. She needs to be ashamed of herself.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, you guys. So I'm going to stay in the same energy, and I'm gonna read a little bit over Chris Rock and the Will Smith situation. I've been seeing some things come to light this is a question that I really want to ask you all. I really want to ask. Thank you. But I really want to know, like, does Will Smith pretend to be a nice guy? Because Chris Rock
Mm.
recently made some comments and said, now don't quote me, okay? I'm giving you the gist. But he made some comments and said that Will Smith has pretended, or was that Dave Chappelle? I think it was either Chris Rock or Dave Chappelle made the comment about him pretending to be a nice guy for the past 30 years. I think it was probably Dave Chappelle. I think it was Dave Chappelle. So, nonetheless, I want to see, does Will Smith actually pretend to be a nice guy? You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Does he pretend? Oh, somebody said, don't break my heart. ISIS, yeah, girl. I'm not gonna lie, like I really like Will Smith. If I'm not mistaken, Will Smith may be a Libra, and there's not a lot of Libra men that I really vibe with. Just being honest, and I'm a Libra, so let's see.
I think it's so fascinating how you can be of a sign and not mess with the gender of your sign. Because I think Taurus men are nuts.
Yeah, sometimes these Libra men, they just be doing some other stuff, So the spirit, does Will Smith pretend to be a nice guy? Like, is he authentic? Like, is he true to himself? Like, is the Will Smith we see the Will Smith that's there? So I'm getting some intuitive downloads. Let me go ahead and say them before I lay my cards down. So something that I am getting is that he has a people pleasing energy that is him. Something that I'm not getting. I'm not getting that it's necessarily inauthentic, but sometimes Libras, because we want to be people pleasing, can sometimes be two-faced. And that can just really be the basis of how that shows up for him. And this is even further back because the very, very first card that I got is the priest. And one thing that I know that I can clearly see right now is that sometimes those scales can be off balance. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you get mad. Sometimes you act out in ways, from what I am seeing here, that are not in alignment for you. This is like literally backed by the cards, you guys. The cards are speaking quite highly of Will Smith in a way. He's showing up as the king. He's showing up as the priest. So I can say, in this reading, what I'm getting is that he has tried his very best to be authentic to himself. Something that's showing up is literally like he has tried to be the best version of himself. He takes it quite seriously. In fact, you guys, and I think so, Lay, I think you would think that this is quite interesting. He's showing up as the knight. That knight energy. It's the knight in reverse. It's that loving, it's that charm, but it's in reverse. And I think that this is slowly impacting his relationship. I think that this is slowly bringing up his relationship or his marriage. He does feel like he acts sometimes out of love, blinded by emotion sometimes. He feels like sometimes his vision gets cloudy when it is surrounding his romantic life, essentially. Like there's some cloud there. There's some emotional instability that can cause him to be a little bit hazy, that can sometimes, in his opinion, force him to act out in ways that he feels like are unbecoming. Now, something that I find very interesting is we've got the card of gossip and we've got the card of the shapeshifter. This goes back to him feeling like he has to people please at any moment during his career, in his everyday life. There could be a lot of conversation about his relationship. Is he? Oh well, we'll see. But at any point, there can be a lot of chatter. There could be a lot of, speculation surrounding his career, his relationship, his personal relationships, and everything. And sometimes he does feel the pull to bend to the needs of others. He tries to give everybody what they want, and sometimes that can be to his detriment. Sometimes he could end up in situations that have given him the shorter end of the stick, because he truly does try to be true and try to give everybody, exactly what it is that they want, and that contributes to why people think that Will Smith has worn a face. I can see that a lot. I can see why people would say, oh, he's pretending to be this, he's pretending to be that. But the energy of this reading, honestly, you guys, Soleil and I say in our Divine Feminine mentorship all the time. I know our girls are tired of hearing us say this, but we are all perfectly imperfect. And that's genuinely the reading I got. It's not like Spirit is tearing this man apart or anything like that. They, this is the energy of him just, like trying to be a decent human in a sense. And sometimes he just steps off path. It's literally genuinely what it is. What I can say is that he could use shadow work in the sense of staying true to what it is that he wants over the needs of other people. And that's how that's showing up for him. That's kind of how he has gotten in many of these situations, is because he's unfortunately a shadow aspect for him is he's not really putting his needs, which is why he's showing up as the servant in reverse right here before the needs of, these other people. So that's what I will say for that on Will Smith. So can someone also confirm, like, I'm pretty sure this man is a Libra.
He is a Libra. He's a Libra sun.
Mm-hmm. I was like, I figured. Okay. So y'all know me. I just want to know, how does Chris Rock feel about being slapped? Like, where is he right now? I want to know how he's feeling currently about being slapped.
And you guys, LaBelle Venus is reading her tail off, so make sure that you support by dropping a love donation. You guys can see our cash apps are scrolling beneath, so definitely support by sharing a love donation. You can also continue to give energy, continue to hit those pink flowers, definitely.
Alrighty, you all. Let's see how Chris Rock feels about being slapped on national television. To be honest, you guys, he has felt a little bit embarrassed initially. Like, this is, for some reason, this is very, actually, this is I'm not even gonna say for some reason. This is humiliating for him. Like, the act of just being slapped was quite embarrassing for him. He's actually like quite in his feelings about it. He's doing everything, because we've got the Six of Swords here. And the Six of Swords is all about moving forward, right? I actually really love this depiction of it, by the way, from the Avatar. Mm-hmm. But this is, moving past troubled waters. So he's genuinely, from the bottom of his heart, trying to do so. In fact, he's showing up as the Knight of Pentacles. So in a way, this man is trying to become that workaholic. He's trying to bury his humiliation in work. There's a lot of water here in this reading as well. He's trying to bury himself in work. And he's trying to think of or find the good in what has come out of this for him. This is actually quite surprising because something that we see a lot for Will Smith, just in the media because of what happened, we see him getting a lot of consequences, but Chris Rock also feels like he lost too. He feels like by the comments and things that he made that he's lost some of the support and some of the love. He felt like a lot of people adored him in a way that they don't necessarily adore him in anymore because of his comments. And that's very interesting. Like he really feels like, oh, there are some of the public opinions aren't necessarily really in his favor. He is very much in his feelings about the entire situation, and he's really just worried about long term. He's basically trying to find the positives in it, but he's also quite angry. He's wanting to move forward, and he's really trying his best to do so, but he's still very much kind of stuck on the slap. Like I'm just really feeling the energy of just like literally being still stuck on it. Sometimes people can get caught up on the things that people are doing wrong, and I'm seeing him getting caught up like that about the slap, about being, you know what I'm saying? Like there's so many emotions surrounding this for him, but he's trying to acknowledge and embrace the success that is around this entire situation for him. I think that he feels like his ego is hurt. His ego is hurt more than anything. His ego is hurt. Like he feels because he's also showing up, you guys, as the strength in reverse. Like his ego is hurt, and he feels like that's the most important thing is the ego. Like it's for him a little bit of that macho energy, and that was kind of wounded for him that night by getting slapped. Does he regret it? He regrets what happened, but this reading is pretty much supporting the fact that he still is kind of in that masculine energy of like, well, as comedians, we should be able to still say whatever we want to say, but he doesn't feel like he should have got slapped for it. So it is what it is on that, I guess. He's having a hard time getting past it, and that nigga embarrassed.
I'm not. He got slapped on national television by a nigga that's a foot taller than him. I understand.
He slapped fire too. I remember going back and watching it. It was like a thud almost. I was like,
it was a healthy slap.
I said, "Ooh, child, that's got to be horrible." You hear me? Okay. All right. So, let's read a little bit into what should I ask Soleil? Where is Will mentally, or how is this going to impact his career?
I want to know where he is mentally. I also want to know how his kids feel.
Yeah. I think the kids have spoken, and I want to say it was Willow. She was like, well, it didn't impact me like y'all thought it did, but I think that's really important to ask. Like, where is Will mentally? First of all, okay, side note, how did you feel about his apology video? The one that people are calling a hostage video.
Was it an apology video or was it a justification video? I don't think people understand what apologies are anymore. And that's what
Yeah.
that felt like. It felt like a long video of him justifying his actions. It did not feel like an actual apology.
I was watching the video like he did look so uncomfortable. Like he was like, oh, gotta say this, if there's any hope of redemption, like he just looked so uncomfortable. It was cringy. I was like, please just take this video down, y'all. Like, no. And he already apologized on Instagram, so I don't know. Let's see, Spirit. Where is Will Smith? Where is Will Smith mentally? Where is he mentally? Where is his head at right now? This makes sense. This makes sense, but it's also like low-key kind of sad. Oh my God, y'all. Oh my God. Why we picked this question? It's so sad. Ooh. Anyways. Okay, so the very first card I start off with is the Hermit. He is in his head. He is in that state of withdrawal still. And the reason why I say it, I'm just going to show you. We got the God card in reverse, the Networker in reverse, the Rescuer in reverse. God, why have thou forsaken me? Type energy right now. Why have you left me? Where are my friends? Where are my hitters at? Where is my team? He literally wishes right now that there was somebody that quote unquote would come save him. And this is an intuitive download before I pull any more cards. He feels like there should be more people loving on him despite what he did. Like he feels like there should be more people pouring into him than what he has right now. And he's depressed. This is the energy of depression. He definitely feels abandoned. Yeah. Okay, come through, Spirit. We pulled the card of the damsel. He's feeling like he literally, I know so. Like
Men are insane. You slap fire out of somebody, you feel like the damsel.
Oh my God. He feels like the damsel. He's like, all I did was slap him. Okay. Like, all I did was slap him. Okay, I ain't the first, and it's so funny that you did that because it also that you said that, excuse me, because it also shows how tapped in you are, because the next card support this being a very feminine energy. He's actually showing up as a queen and as a trickster. He is also hoping to garner he's also hoping to garner sympathy. Like he wants more people to be like, Will, where are you? How he's probably low-key happy that we're doing this reading. Like he's probably low-key happy that we're doing this reading. Like, how is Will Smith mentally? Oh, you guys, I'm feeling so sad. I'm in distress. Like he want Ayanla. He wants somebody to come and save the day. Will Smith could probably benefit from Reiki right now. He could do some Reiki, some sound bowl therapy, something, but he's still very much in his feelings. And like literally like when I laid the first cards down, I literally heard like, oh God, why have thou forsaken me? I think Jesus said that at one point when he was in the desert or something, like he had felt like he had been left. And that's how Will Smith is feeling. Like he feel like everybody has abandoned him, and he just doesn't like the way that people are not nurturing him in the emotional way. It's very emotional. It's a very emotional read. This is all just a mess. From Chris Rock over here being pissed off and embarrassed, Will Smith over here like, oh, woe is me. And just
No one's consoling me for having slapped fire out of an adult on national television.
Will, you better stand on that. you know, you went up there, keep my wife's name out your mouth. And now he's over here like, oh, oh my God. So I might add Will to my prayer list just because I can't. Where's my Florida water, child? Because baby, that was good. That one gave me a good laugh.
That one made me chuckle because how dare?
I know. I'm like, you better stand on that, Will. Don't be like this, okay? Okay, I'll do one last question just because. Oh my God, y'all are so funny. Oh, this is so fun. We gotta do this more so. Like we gotta come with the tea. I'll ask one more question, and this is just about the kids. Like, how are they feeling? Like, all of his kids. Doesn't he have a? See, I don't know. Maybe I should have Googled some of this, y'all. But doesn't he have a son named Will? I think he has a son named Will that's older than Jaden.
I didn't know he had a junior.
Yeah, I know he has an older son. Like he has one from his previous relationship before getting with Jada. So I'm just going to see what his kids as a collective feel like. How are they feeling? What do they see this situation as? Girl, we should have read into Jada too. All right, y'all. This is the last one. Oh, shoot. Look, somebody said the son's name is Trey. My bad. I told y'all I need to get on Google.
Shanika said, not the damsel. That's why I was cracking up. I was like, you don't stand up, Will.
Okay, so I know that's right. But anyways, the kids, so we've got lover in reverse, we've got the slave in reverse, and we've got the child nature in reverse. So what this is telling me is that the kids, you know, obviously they love both parties very much. With the slave being here in reverse, I think that they feel a little bit trapped. There's a certain level of division that I'm picking up. Like, I think that there's external pressure in a sense to like how they're supposed to feel, or which side of the family that they're supposed to be on. Because, you know, as far as I know, so I did try to Google one thing. I tried to get Jada's perspective because people, and this is hearsay, were saying that she was like, well, I didn't tell him to do that. I didn't tell him to, you know, but I personally couldn't find that clip. So if you guys know it or whatever, feel free to drop it in the link. But on the Red Table Talk, she was like, I hope that, you know, both of these wonderful and phenomenal men can get past this type energy. And that's all I saw that she said. So I know that was her approach. Like she talked about them coming together, Will and Chris, potentially. And then she went on to talk about alopecia and how it can impact the community. So I think that the kids feel a little bit torn. They so many directions in the sense, it's more of the public narrative. I feel like that's contributing to their confusion or tornness, but not necessarily the relationship. This is very much an energy of course, I love y'all, you know, and I love the both of you and stuff, but this is the Midas card. They're also concerned about their money. They're concerned about their own career. Real. They feel like, first of all, not only they're not only concerned about their parents' money, but their, the posterity. Like they're concerned about what this looks like for them long term. And then this is also the energy of like, y'all, we got bigger fish to fry. We got bigger fish to fry. Like we out here trying to have our own ass career. We out here trying to do whatever we're trying to do. So at the same time, this isn't necessarily like their primary focus, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, they have emotions. Yeah, they feel however they feel, but at the same time, their career and everything is still very much like important to them. Like their individual goals are something only. Damn. Some of the kids, because we just saw Will show up as the knight in reverse. Some of the kids feel like this has taken away from them. This is the card of the destroyer. They feel like this has ruined certain things for them, opportunities. They feel like his actions, because, the knight, also has that loving, energy. So it's like him acting out of emotion and how he felt in that moment. They feel like that has had long-term consequences. And I can say that one of the kids, because remember, this is collective for all of them, they don't necessarily agree with what he did. They felt like they could even see it as being selfish and not thinking about the fallout. Because this is what this card is representing right here, is fallout. That somebody, especially with this money card being here, they feel like this is going to have a negative impact on their not relationships, but their opportunities long term. And then as the family as a whole, there's going to be a long road. There's some things obviously that we don't see from what I'm seeing, because I also got the healer again. It is very interesting reading over this family right here. They're having some of the same cards pop up for them. So a lot of them, I can say, are sharing similar feelings. But something that I am seeing here is that the road for healing is going to take a minute. They literally feel they gotta forgive him. they feel somebody has to forgive him for this. Like somebody feels like they're gonna have to forgive him for the damage that this event and him acting out of emotion that day has caused on their family and their opportunities. And even just that feeling that I told you guys about division, about feeling like they have to choose, there's a certain energy of tiredness in that. With these, that the children feel like they feel a certain energy of tiredness of always being pressured or feeling like they have to choose one of the other two. They're really, the last card is the Messiah. So they're really, in a sense, they're really trying their very best to be positive, and just like there's this energy of moving forward. They, I guess the best word for it is like someone understands divine timing here. Someone understands that things are going to happen in life, and they understand the importance of being able to like genuinely release them. But they feel like, like I said, healing's going to take some time. There's some forgiveness, I feel like, as a collective that needs to be had, not only necessarily for Will, because we still have like that loving energy, but I think that there's forgiveness on both parties, that they feel like they just like sometimes they just kind of want to throw their hands up and be like, y'all, again, we can't just be at peace. You know what I'm saying? So that is the read for how the children's feel, you go.
That's so sad that they're tired of their parents' own antics.
Yeah.
It
is quite sad. I was just like, oh, dang. Yeah, I could see that too. Somebody said I wouldn't be shocked if it's Willow. She be on Red Table talking. So
she may say something about it in the coming months.
We'll see.
This was fun.
It was. It was. I can't wait until there's more tea to read over.
Mm-hmm. Well, you guys, thank you for joining us. If you had fun, definitely make sure that you leave comments below. Send us love offerings. We gave you an hour and a half of really good entertainment. So don't hesitate. And our cash apps are floating below in the banner. So feel free. There's a ton of ways that you can keep in contact with us until we do the next one. But definitely leave comments if there's specific celebrities you want us to read on. We kind of went over things we're working on in the beginning, but do you want to kind of, before I was about to say tag out, Jesus. Before we sign off, is there anything you want to tell them to keep an eye out for, LaBelle Venus?
Yeah, I'll just keep it short and sweet because I know we've had y'all on here, and I appreciate you guys pulling up to the live. Hopefully, we can do more of these. But what I will say, if you're not watching on Conjure Corner, subscribe to Conjure Corner on YouTube. Soleil's YouTube channel, or Hounsi Soleil's YouTube channel, is going to be Soleil Spirit Work. So definitely keep an eye out on that. My personal spiritual store is www.botanicavenus.com. Soleil, is yours SoleilConjureShop.com?
Yes, SoleilConjureShop.com.
Okay. Yes. So that's where you can buy spiritual products and everything else like that from us directly. Of course, you can find us at the Voodoo Institute. And if you are subscribed to my YouTube, like literally all of my links are down below. I am accepting personal readings. Come to the Conjure Mentorship, y'all. November, we're going to have some fun. So keep your eyes out and book with me if you also want to learn how to read like we did today. Soleil, do you have any fun stuff or anything you want to say before we close?
Yeah, if you are interested in getting a reading, you can book with me at www.voodooinstitute.com/SOLE. I also have several readings listed on my website, Soleil, SOLE, conjureshop.com. I also have several coaching packages, both on Voodoo Institute and on my personal website. So if you're looking for a life coach, because sometimes people don't necessarily want divinations, they just want ongoing support, figuring out like how to incorporate more spirituality in their life, what it looks like to gain actual tangible results using this work. And that's where I help you through my coaching services. Other than these lives, I don't really have any classes planned right now, but keep an eye out in the Discord. Everything that I'm going to be teaching in the fall, in the months of Jesus Lord, I'm jumped to the end of the year. That's where my head at.
Okay, like forget the whole rest of the year. Like let's get out of 2022.
Any of the classes I'm teaching in October and November will be posted in our Discord, so definitely join that if you're not already on there. And until next time, you all take care. Again, thank you for joining us. Have a good night.